Graham Souness is at it again. At it again. He says here he played 34 games for Atalanta and only hit the back of the net 10 times. Now he's come to a league where it's really tough to get goals. I might be wrong, but it's one hell of a gamble for someone who doesn't have a proven track record. This just stinks of British media bias. Now, I know rivals will go, yeah, Souness is on one here. Remember, this guy called the world-class 5 times Champions League winning Brazilian midfielder Casemiro a steady Eddie. I've seen this man rave about Jordan Henderson, but call Casemiro a steady Eddie. So that already gives me an idea of his understanding of football. Plus, zero research has gone into this breakdown from Graham Souness, because last season, yes, he played 42 games in all competitions, scored 16 goals and got 7 assists. But he didn't play a massive amount of minutes. He was very much being bled in to Atalanta last year. When you add up the minutes he played, which is important, you know, if someone's making 2-minute sub appearances, you can't go, I've done 10 of them. I had 10 appearances. Why didn't he score 10 goals in a couple of minutes? You have to break these things down and review them. He played the equivalent of 28 games. So the minutes he plays accumulates to 28 games last season. And in that time, scored 16 goals and got 7 assists. Now, just quick math on that. So that's 23 goal contributions in 28 games. It's a decent return for a player just coming into his best. Man United, yes, have invested a large amount of money. 64 million, not the 72 the media keeps pushing. But you only had to watch him for 5 minutes against Arsenal to go, there's a player in there. There's a serious talent. If you read scouting reports, you read professional analysis, not from when he's been linked to United, but from a year, 2 years ago, this kid is tipped to be a star. Also, look at his record internationally. 6 goals in his first 7 games internationally. Graham Souness is being bitter here. He's been right about a few Man United signings over the years, but it's his default reaction. I'm just going to be negative about Man United, and this crap has got to stop. Doesn't know anything about the player, has done no research, barring Wikipedia, on him, has no idea about his star quality, his attributes, his ceiling, ability, nothing, zero, niente, nil point, but yet doesn't just have the audacity, gets paid to give opinions that are based on absolute nonsense. It honestly is a disgrace. And I just have one simple message for Souness today.
Suck your mum, yeah, I said it, suck your mum.
And for El Ghazi?
I can't.
No, I can't see that. No. I don't look. I appreciate that.
I don't think that's the answer to their problems, by the way.
No, I mean he's hardly kicked a ball everywhere since he left Villa. He left Villa, I think wherever he's gone, El Ghazi, he's hardly played, has he? He went to Everton, and I think just at the time they changed managers, so he never. I think he didn't feature there. I'm not even sure he played a game for Everton. Might have only come off the bench a couple of times, and then as you say, he's been at PSV.
He's been at PSV.
And again,
I get why this is being discussed. I got to respect Townsend here because he's saying this doesn't even feel real. Why would they look at it? Because it isn't. Because it isn't. And this is what happens. And look, rivals won't like hearing this. Oh, Terry's defending his club again. I thought you were Glazers out. I am Glazers out. I'll always be Glazers out. And I'll condemn them and the club for every bad thing they do. What I will not practice is attacking my club for things we haven't done. I can't do that. Ever. I can't sit there and pretend to be angry about El Ghazi links when they are being pushed by the agent and the club has zero interest in signing him. That isn't an L for Man United. That is an L for anyone who doesn't read articles. Headline readers. They're everywhere nowadays. And I will say this again, we talk sport and I've heard Sky speaking about it. They perpetuate that behavior. They see the headline and they start talking about it. They don't read the articles. They don't read the articles. Maybe that takes away from the conversation and they just want the conversation, the banter and everything else. But again, this crap, this shit's got to stop. And not just on Man United, on all clubs. Read the damn articles. Because at the end of the day, none of this stuff's going on.
Why can't Eric Ten Hag get the same out of Scott McTominay that Steve Clarke does?
He's not played them enough.
So he should be playing him more.
Oh, I think he should. I think if they're underperforming that midfield of Manchester United, they're underperforming. He needs an opportunity to play. But it's where he plays him. Does he play him on that right-hand side when that's where Bruno plays? And he's captain, so it's going to be very difficult to leave him out. Mason Mount, they've just bought for 40+ million. Casemiro is a world-class player. He finds it tough. Eriksen is a top player. So
I need to stop him. I need to stop this again. I'm not a massive detractor of Scott McTominay. I never have been. I don't think he's particularly that great. Yes, he's been on fire in 2023 for Scotland. I think it's 5 or 6 goals in 5 or 6 games. Excellent. So, just reading it here. 6 goals in 5 games. Amazing. By the way, prior to that, since 2018 into 2023, he had 1 goal in 37 games. So it's a purple patch. It's a purple patch, and this is what I mean by indoctrination. No research being done. TalkSport. I'm probably going to listen. I haven't worked with TalkSport for many years, and I probably never will after saying this. This guy last season, 39 appearances, 37 the year before that, 49 the year before that, 37, 22, 23, and then just 2 back in 2016-17. 211 games he has played for Manchester United. Over 170 starts for the football club. And let's just go back. Just I want you to hear this little bit again. This little bit here again.
Can't get the same out of Scott McTominay that Steve Clarke does.
He's not played them enough.
He's not played him enough. 39 games he had last year. 39 games. 39 games. McTominay isn't good enough. He has a bit of a sweet strike on him. He scored a few good goals for Man United. Okay, he has. He scored a few good goals for us over the years. He's had some really good performances. I think he can be good as a body, good for size, but he doesn't have the technical ability to play for Man United. We have seen this. The rewriting of history over Maguire has begun. The rewriting of history over Scott McTominay has begun. TalkSport are pushing this narrative that they've been ruined by Ten Hag. I will say this. Where's that energy for Jadon Sancho? Wasn't there, was it? Where was that energy from TalkSport for years when it came to Paul Pogba? Didn't exist, did it? I can't maybe quite put my finger on why. Maybe some of you can tell me. I don't know. Certain players get protected by the media, lies written about them. And the others, listen, I'll be honest with you. Some of the Pogba analysis and Sancho analysis is wrong when they talk about their private life, the clothes they wear, their haircuts. All that nonsense is a disgrace. But I actually think the criticism of their time at Man United is justified from a footballing perspective. But to rewrite the history of McTominay and Maguire, come on now, pull the other one. Absolutely horrendous analysis.
Stop it. Get some help.
Out there, mate.
I think it's going to be Eddie Howe.
That's not. I don't think Eddie Howe leave Newcastle yet.
I think he will leave because I think the result's going to go a little bit.
Oh, you
dodgy.
think he's going to get sacked?
I don't know if he's going to get sacked, but I think he might just.
If he's out,
If you're not getting the results, you get sacked, Jamie.
Have a way out.
if he's out of work, then yes, I think he'll be top. But he's not out of work, mate.
I think he might have a way out of a situation which is on the edge.
Well, go on, expand on this.
Well, I just don't think Newcastle are going to be able. I don't think they're going to do what everyone's expecting them to do.
You think
I think Newcastle might be on the brink of maybe thinking about replacing him with someone big.
Let me just say this now. I don't think maybe that happens. But Eddie Howe to England, no. Please, I implore the British media to not push this narrative of he must be English. He must be English. He's got to understand the players. He's got to understand the country. He's got to know what liquor on the pie and mash is. He's got to know. He's got to know. He's got to love Stella. You know what I'm saying? He's got to have pie and mash, bangers and mash. He's got to have a Sunday roast. If he doesn't have a Sunday roast, he can't manage this team. If he don't drink tea at least 7 or 8 times a day, there's no way he should be in that dressing room managing these players. It would be an absolute disgrace. A disgrace. Do you know what I mean? If he didn't get brought up on a council estate in the UK, if he doesn't have a bulldog tattooed somewhere on his body, preferably his arse, he should not be the manager of England. Nonsense. We've got to drop this crap. Listen, I'm English. I'm someone that I like being from England. I love being from England. I love my country. From a sporting point of view. Don't necessarily like my government, but that's another conversation for another day. But I can separate the two. I want England to win. We have to go and get the best manager available. I don't care about their nationality, their gender, their skin color, their religion. None of that will dictate how good a manager or coach they could be for this country. The Lionesses are proof in the pudding. Proof in the pudding. Go for Pep. That's who we have to aim and target for. Go for a Klopp. I'd rather Unai Emery as a cup manager over Eddie Howe or any other English coach. Listen, if Eddie Howe wins something big this year, then maybe the argument is a winner. I don't know if he's ever won a trophy in his life. I'm not even going to bother. Look, you guys can tell me. I know for a fact he ain't won a major trophy. He's never won the League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League or Champions League or Europa League or Conference League. He ain't done it. He might have won something on the lower levels with Bournemouth back in the day. I'm not going to bother check because it's irrelevant for the England conversation. The English media has to stop this nonsense. Being English should have almost nothing to do with your CV when it comes to managing England. I don't think the way players are now, maybe it was different in the 70s, boys, when you men were growing up. But I don't think if a Frenchman, a German, about to say American, that might go down badly because there's not many top coaches. But you get my point. I don't think it matters if a person of foreign international descent walks into that dressing room. I don't think England players now go, oh, he don't understand us, mate, because he has no idea about only fools and horses. It's mental. We've got to stop this crazy, crazy talk. Hit the like and share buttons, people. I'll see you all again.